The following segment is sponsored by North Star Financial and Retirement Planning.
A lot of people have a general idea in their heads about when they would like to retire, but as you get closer to this stage of life, how do you know when it's really time? Joining us now are George Fossing and Zach Jenkins. They're part of the team at North Star Financial and Retirement Planning, a local area firm that focuses on preparing people for a successful retirement. George and Zach are also popular radio show hosts joining us this morning. Hi.
Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning. First, what is the key to being financially prepared for retirement, if you could sum that up?
I think you really want to start with knowing what your risks are. Know what you need to know for retirement. It's a little more complex than our parents' retirement, no doubt. A lot of people are familiar with the stock market risk, but what about taxes going up, that tax risk? What does that mean? Well, the government taking away more of your money. We're getting a lot of folks from Fox viewers out there, Margaret. Thank you, by the way. People coming in and asking about the different types of risks out there. They're concerned about the markets being an all-time high. They're concerned about taxes. Also, healthcare. More on the people's shoulders today than ever before. This can really derail a retirement, so you need to be prepared.
Prepared, and you need to retire with confidence. So tell us what needs to be in place before you reach out to your boss and say, the time is coming.
Well, being prepared, leads to confidence. So understand it works together. It ties together very much so. So, you want to make sure you have a plan in place. Plan for longevity. Take a look at your spouse if you're married and say, if something happens to me, how's it going to play out for her, if you will? And say, you got to walk yourself through this. It's due diligence. It's just understanding as a mature, responsible adult, you've supported a family your whole life. And continue that, making sure you don't have to become dependent on somebody else or the other side of it too, emotionally staying up at night because you're worried about certain things. It makes so much sense in the beginning to take the time and plan for these lives, have a plan B, because things happen. It's called life.
With the cost of living going up all across the country, how should inflation be factoring into our retirement planning?
Well, inflation is we talked about it last week, silent killer. It's just chewing up everything you work for. Your accounts go up 6%, inflation's going up 5%, you net 1%. Woo, that's not great. Understanding that's reality. Zach's a little bit younger, good for him. But going back to folks out there that were around in the 70s and 80s when inflation was just skyrocketing, we were blessed with CDs that were paying 12, 13, 14%. So it kind of offset it. Guess where CDs are paying 0.5%, maybe 1%, and inflation is running 4 or 5%. You're going backwards. So finding some options out there to at least tracking inflation without taking risk I believe is paramount. Because you go 20 or 30 years in the future, we're still around. Your money's going to be worth maybe half of what it is today.
Wow. And tax management, we've talked about how big a difference it can make when it comes to retirement. What do you want people to consider about tax management?
Well, we believe that, taxes are going to be going up in the future. So getting ahead of that, doing any proper tax planning is of paramount importance. We believe, think of it like this, Margaret. Let's say that someone needs or would like to have $75,000 in distributions from their IRA to supplement their Social Security during retirement. Well, maybe that $75,000 equates to $65,000 after taxes. Well, if taxes were to go up in the future, what if that 75 now becomes 55? So there's a $10,000, less that they get to keep that now the government's going to take. So what's that going to do? Well, that means they're going to have to take even more money out of their IRAs to offset those extra taxes. And then the more money you're taking out, well, then you run the risk or more of a risk of running out of money. So, we view taxes as a risk, just like market risk. It's a variable that you want to address, and anything that you can do to get ahead of that and take more of that off the table, create some of that tax-free income, that's going to shore up your retirement and tighten it up even more for you in a good way.
Yep. And you two are great at talking us through these scenarios, helping us prepare for everything, which is very important right now. So thanks so much for the conversation, George and Zach. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Margaret. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thank
you too. And for those of you at home, if you're currently retired or getting close to retirement, would like to learn more about how you could potentially reduce your future taxes, as well as help protect and grow your hard-earned savings and investments, North Star Financial has a great offer for you. Right now until November 14th, they're offering a complimentary no-obligation retirement and investment report. The report will include potential tax savings opportunities and ways to reduce the effects of market volatility on your portfolio. Their team will schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meeting so they can speak with you personally and provide you with a roadmap going forward. The number to call now, 864-309-8146.